Hey everybody, this is John Braun and Mason Tomaino. I'm actually just about to, we had a technical glitch for just a second, but I think we have Mason coming in now, I hope. We're about to find out. And then we are going to get the webinar rocking and rolling. Mason, you just need to, I think I see you getting your camera. There you go.
I'm hearing it. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, let's do a quick sound check before we get started. Can you guys put into the Demio chat area a big yes or big Y or something letting me know? I'm going to go ahead and letting everybody know starting right now on social media, on Cleaning Marketing and Mason's Network, at least those two, that we are starting right now. And here we go. Okay, great. John, thank you. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Robert. Who else? We got more of you on here. Let me know there. Thank you, Gary. Thank you. Come on, a few more of you. Let me know that you're here and that you're participating. Thank you, Tim. All right, there we go. That's good enough for a quick sound check. By the way, I told Trey Robert Allen III that I'd wear the Truck Mount Forum shirt sometime on a webinar that I did. So here we go. I'm fulfilling my obligation, my monetary obligation. So now, it's no monetary obligation. I just told him, give me a cool t-shirt. I'll wear it sometime. So he gave it to me in Vegas. So there we go. So that's cool. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, David. Thank you, Jamal. All right. So rock and roll. So a little bit about what we're going to be doing tonight. We're talking about really just, profiting $100,000 in the cleaning and or restoration business. I know a lot of you have combinations of the two, but that's really what we're talking about. And by cleaning, it could be, any type of cleaning, maid service, window cleaning. We've got different type of cleaning genres, that participate in the stuff that we do. So a little bit about us, a little bit about me. I used to own a carpet cleaning business till the end of last year. I actually sold it, but I started my carpet cleaning business while I was in college, majoring in advertising. And basically, I just wanted to start a business and find out what worked for advertising and what didn't work. And eventually, I wanted to start an ad agency. Well, I built my cleaning business up to be one of the most high-priced, high-end, well-branded companies in the area. And really, I was just making too much money to quit it. And at the time, but eventually, I did get pulled into the industry, and a guy started asking me to do websites for them and marketing pieces and things like that. So I got involved with doing that. Started Hitman Advertising about 10 years ago. Hey, Steven. Mason Tomaino, which is the other gentleman that's here with us. He, I like to call him in the cleaning industry, and many others do as well, the greatest salesman in the cleaning industry. He's worked for some of the really big companies and distributors, Hydromaster, John Don, Interlink. I didn't add Interlink back to this yet after we discussed that. I forgot about that. But and other several multi-million-dollar cleaning and restoration businesses just throughout the United States. And plus, he's the founder of Mason's Network, and he's one of the, which is a very popular website, and he's just an all-around likable guy. So, so that's a little bit about us and kind of what we've done. Tonight, we're going to be talking about sales and marketing specifically. We're doing this 4-week training series. Last week, we talked about the intro and foundation, and and the link for that's been on my cleaning marketing board. I put it on Mason's board. We can maybe post the link. I don't know. I don't actually have it pulled up, but we have that replay, and we also have the audio. We'll also have one for this tonight, but the people that are on here will get a special benefit because you can be one of the first ones to sign up for the contest. I'm going to tell you about in just a second. But tonight we're also going to be talking about sales and marketing. We might even have a little bit of time for Q&A toward the end. Next week, we're talking about how to retain your clients. And the week after that, we're going to be talking about management and systems and really getting all of that to work well for you. So a big announcement, we're running a contest that I'm going to tell you about, and we're going to start the registration tonight. It's going to be for a 1 year of personal consultation. Now, we had to, Mason reminded me to tell you about this. I would have thought about it sooner or later, but we need to let you know that the dollar value on this contest is right at $10,000. I mean, that's what we charge for this type of personalized hand-holding and help through your cleaning or restoration business. That's what Mason charges. That's what I charge. for this level. And what I'm talking about for this level is basically one of us, and sometimes both of us at the same time, spending at least an hour a week with you, helping you out in your cleaning or restoration business. So, and we're going to talk more about that and give you the specifics of that at the end of the webinar. But I just wanted to let you guys know that, yes, this is the webinar. This is the spot. I'm going to give you the link to sign up for that toward the end of the webinar. And we'll be talking about more of the details on that as well. So anything you want to say, Mason, for just preliminaries?
Yeah, I think, can you guys hear me good?
Yeah, I hear you great.
Okay, so I think the most important thing about myself, what I've succeeded so well at, is selling truck mounts. I was number one selling truck mounts across the country, just selling them left and right. The failure rate was what I was very proud of. I had one repossession in like 203 truck mounts. So I really told everyone what you needed to do. I went over the steps, your cost. Why do you need to charge this? Just because there's a promotion of someone at $99 through the room doesn't mean that fits what makes you a profit. So you have to make a profit without making a profit while you're in business. You think McDonald's, Disneyland, ABC, and Procter & Gamble, all these companies, Chevy, they're out there to make a profit. So you should be too. So that's something I'm really proud of. And I think that right now, just kind of going over the next step, already seeing you guys at week 2 shows that you guys want to take it to the next level. And this is just exciting. John and I are kind of opposites. It's kind of funny. We call each other stepbrothers. Mama's not going to miss you. So we're opposites, but we're driven by the same thing. So as you guys watch this and pay attention to this, podcast, webinar, everything we're going to post it on, you're going to really see that there is no wrong way. There's just what works best around you. So you're kind of clay on some of this, and some of it's going to be outside your comfort zone. But when we hit you and drill you hard on this stuff, you're going to really think, wow, I can do this. So let's just take it to the next level. And there's no real big secret behind it. It's just hard work pays off. So let's get going, John.
Awesome, great. So before we get started, I felt like Mason and I had talked about kind of an outline for what we're going to talk about tonight. There are 3 important things that we feel like we need to preface all of this with, an intro, sales and marketing with. And the first thing is hard work. It's gonna take hard work and it's gonna take time. Did you ever know anybody, Mason, who just fell into the business and just magically started doing $1 million or making $100,000 profit in a year?
Yeah, you have the once, the unicorn, right?
Right. Super.
Yeah, you have the one that just fell into some business, but I mean, I gotta tell you, it's 1 in a million, right? It's like winning the jackpot. Right. You know why you're self-employed, everyone? It's because you didn't want to do a 40-hour week. You'd rather do an 80-hour week. I mean, this is hard work. You're responsible for everything. You're collecting sales tax. You're doing everything just right, and everyone's drilling all the time. So it's very hard. So we need to make a profit. And if you're going to take time, like I did for 7 years, traveling all the time, away from my family, they're going to benefit, right? They're going to go to college. They're going to have the best things. So if you're going to take time away from your family, you got to make sure you benefit with a retirement plan or something better for your family.
Right.
Absolutely. It's hard work, guys. You guys see it. And it's not even, I'm consulting a lot of companies right now, and it's not even the hard work of pushing the wand. It's the mental, it's everything else. I mean, right. Text today, years ago, we had to worry about the stereo with text, right? Now they have cell phones, texting, driving it. It's a scary thing. I know you can put a camera in the car now for accidents, and that's what I would do. I saw some at Best Buy. But yeah, it's hard work, guys. And we're going to show you how to benefit from that hard work and how to work smarter and not harder, and work on your business, not in your business. This is going to be, but it's hard work, guys. I mean, every aspect of being self-employed is hard.
Absolutely. I talked to a client yesterday. I won't mention who it was. He might be on the webinar, but yeah, and this isn't just him. And by the way, if you're hearing this and you've ever heard this from me, John, I'm struggling right now. Things are really slow. What do I do? I don't know what to do. And my first thing that I ask is, okay, great. What marketing have you done in the last couple of weeks? And a lot of the times the answer is either nothing or not very much. And I'm just brutally honest with them and say, well, the reason why you're so slow is you haven't been implementing either anything or nothing at all. You gotta get off your butt. You gotta go out and really work hard and get it done. The other thing that I wanted to mention as far as an important tip, because this is a question I get maybe not every week, but sometimes a couple of times a week. John, does XYZ media work? Does newspaper work? I got that question today, actually. Does Google AdWords work? Does postcard marketing work? Does what works? Or I tried postcard marketing, it didn't work, John, so I don't think I should do it. Or I tried Google AdWords. Here's the thing. All of it can work and all of it can't work. It all depends on how you use it and what you do with that media. It's not that it's just Google AdWords that doesn't work for you. It's that you weren't using Google AdWords in the right context. You didn't say the right things in Google AdWords. How do you feel about that, Mason?
Well, you nailed it. So I live in a big senior community over here. Well, I'm just outside of it. I'm not there yet. I'm coming up. Anyway, so I'm right outside. It's called Sun City. Del Webb is the founder of all these communities. And in that area, newspaper would work. Yellow Pages would work. There's so many people in our neighborhood still goes in the bank and writes checks. So I do think every form of advertising can work. Do you trace it? And I think the Yellow Pages are dead. I think they're dead. But maybe a Yellow Page in that area, that's $100 a year, might make sense.
Right.
When I got started, we'd run $1,000 a month to get water damage work and be the first one, or $1,700 a month. So I think what the answer to anything, it's what you put into it. You know how much I'm into baseball. I practiced right before this webinar with my son. I practiced last night, and we're not doing much. We're doing like 20 minutes. It's discipline. So I think the advertising media does work, but it's what you put into it. And if you don't track it, you're just throwing money out of it. Well, we were talking about that the other day to a client that we're working together with. Are you tracking it? And they're not. So don't you kind of feel you have to track it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The biggest point that I think wanted to make sure that everybody understands about this too is your answer isn't the media. Your answer isn't Google AdWords. Your answer isn't Facebook ads. It's not postcards. It's not email newsletters. It's not Angie's List. It's not any of those. It's your marketing plan and how you use that media and why you're using the media to begin with. Right? So keep that in mind. Any media can work. So we're going to talk about several media. We're going to talk about sales and actual marketing stuff too tonight, but just to preface with that part of it. So the other thing, and we mentioned this last week, but this is so important because I get this question all the time. So-and-so called me and wanted Angie's List. I think I saw this on Mason's Network or one of the groups. Angie's List rep called me and they promised me the world. And it's such a great offer. I think I should do it. Never call or buy any media based on a sales call, right? Or an email or a Facebook ad, solely on a Facebook ad. You really need to get somebody with a reputable reputation. I mean, and like we talked about before, it's just next to never that you find anybody that was happy with buying on a whim like that. So let's jump right into marketing that works most often. We decided a few things that we really want to get with you about, and one of the most important things that we figured out is letting you know what marketing works more of the time. All of it can work. We already established that. But what marketing is the most common marketing to work for a cleaning and restoration company? So here we go. Marketing that works most often. First, and I don't know about foremost, this isn't necessarily in order of importance, just so that you know, but maybe one of the first things to talk about, because this is what everybody thinks about, is doing personal sales calls and meet and greets. And Mason, you're really an expert at that, so why don't you talk on that?
So I was on the phone today with a client, and he said, "Hey, it takes 16 touches before you get in through the door." I was pretty fortunate. It didn't take me that much. It took me 13. But what it really takes, the personal sales, you have to have a personality. You have to really just work on. I have a mirror in my bathroom. I have Post-it notes, and every day I look in that mirror and I say I'm the best. I pump myself up. I feel like, I'm the best. I'm the best salesman there is. And I believe when I get into the playoffs, I'm competing against the best. I might lose against them because they're the best. but I raise my bar to only compete with the best. So I think personal sales calls, they really go into a whole bunch of areas of this. So you guys are going to have more webinars, but let's just make a basic thing. If you just go in and say hi, introduce yourself, and start breaking the ice, people buy from who they like. Get to know their dogs. My dog's name's Walter. You can, get a bone label and bring it in every time you see the client again. Walter, you could do a whole bunch of things, but I believe personal sales calls is number one. I really do. Now, let's step back. I've talked to you about this before. Coke, the very first year, only sold 4 bottles. And look at them today. Right. So we have to change it because you can't touch everyone. And that's why you have call centers. That's why you have book online. But what we're talking about is the fundamentals, the basics that do work. This is how you can get your phones to ring today. I guarantee you could get phone calls today by just going out and meeting people. I guarantee it. I could.
Right. Absolutely. Well, good. So, and two, when we talk about, this is something that we talked about a little bit last week, but just to touch on this again to make sure, when you do a personal sales call, I recommend that you don't just walk in empty-handed. Yeah. Walk in with gift cards or goodies or famous. We used to do famous cookies inside of a gift bag, right? And then a couple of our brochures, but literature and treats, because I like to walk in with a widget. We're going to talk about this a little bit more in just a minute. Mason can walk in with a smile on his face and sell whatever. Me, I kind of like I like a widget. I like something that I can use to be like, hey, look, I got goodies. I got a gift card, and I always like maybe it's the pat on my back, Oreos, and that's awesome with milk.
Because these guys are giving us their time right now. I mean, we got a lot of you guys here now today, and you're giving us time. So let's play the widget, okay? The Oreo cookies, Tiffany treats, mugs, pins. Let's play that.
Somebody said a pineapple today on the cleaning marketing board. They go around with pineapples and give those to people.
They have pineapple Dr. Pepper now, and you only could get it at the dollar store. Go figure.
There you go.
Let's think about this widget. I don't believe you walk in the very first visit with a widget. I think you first introduce yourself and get a card. If it takes that many touches, every time you have to bring milk and cookies and get prepared for it, it's going to be harder. Then I believe you track it, and then you come back again the next Wednesday and you keep on hitting it. And I believe there's days of the week that you should not hit. I don't like hitting doors on Monday and Fridays. So I know we're spending a little time on this, but you guys don't understand. I nailed a $40,000 a month account by just doing this step that he says. The next week I walked in with a coffee mug. The next week a pen. The following week a business card again. And every time I went in there, I never got work. Here's the salesman of the year, right? I mean, the guy who could sell anything. They say ice to an Eskimo, right? So I could do all this, but I couldn't close this deal. Well, sometimes it's timing. So after I did all the widgets, which you might have walked in with the mug first, right? So we're all different. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying walking in the door is half the battle.
Right. Do it.
And then also where you lived, there's areas that are really hard to get to. I live in Austin, Texas. So I plan my sales day around South Austin within a 5 mile. Because if you drive to north back, I just see windshield time all day. So I know I'm better with people. So I think you just have to do it. I think you have to outline and map. And we could do this with you guys. It's really easy. You outline and map and you pick days, Tuesday, Thursdays. I'm a big believer of BNI, LATIP, Chamber of Commerce, all that stuff. It all costs a lot. If you are in a position where you do not have money and you need work today, all you have to do is get a flyer. Door hangers are probably not as common as they used to be, but we have other stuff. We're going to talk about that. But I think if you walk in with some print advertisement, that would help. Do you think you have to have a website today? Everyone wants to research you. So I do think there's a lot, but I'm just telling you, if I went to any town across America, I guarantee we could get some work just by introducing yourself. And then it's more than that, John. So did you ever go to a client and research them before you went in?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. So especially the big client.
Right? So you have to know the dentist office, are they closed on Fridays? I cleaned a whole bunch of dentist offices because they gave me a key and I could clean them Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I cleaned so many preschools, it was ridiculous. And every preschool said, hey, it's musty, it's moldy, it's bad. Well, I found the answer. I cleaned them on Sunday because the AC went back up on Monday morning. They never had that musty smell again. But if you clean them Friday, they turn it off over the weekend to save money. So I think you have to do a lot of research. But guys, you love door hangers, John, and that works for you. I had door hangers tons. I loved it for a lot of things that we're going to talk about. But milk and Oreos, we have clients that make personal cookies, brownies, bread, whatever. But I think each tool's good. What do you think?
I think it's good. Honestly, we could probably do an entire webinar just on this one subject, and we need to in the near future. But for right now, we probably need to move along. But this is a good subject. But I think just for purposes of time, we need to kind of move along. But yeah, doorknob hangers are good. Sales letters. We're going to talk about sales letters in just a minute as well. So okay, another thing that we know that works often. So obviously, personal sales calls are a tried and true method. Lately, and probably AdWords. I put AdWords and Facebook. AdWords I've seen work a lot more often, by the way, than Facebook. So keep that in mind. AdWords is one of the top ways right now, and just other SEO. But the only thing is that SEO doesn't always work. Now, Google My Business, I didn't actually write that on here. I should have included that. But Google My Business in the Google Maps area is one of them as well. But as far as just coming out of the clear blue and trying anything, AdWords, if you do it right. AdWords, if you do it wrong, could be terrible, by the way, and waste you a lot of money. But you really got to do AdWords right. Facebook can be good. Facebook can also be bad, just like AdWords. But it seems like AdWords definitely works a lot more often than Facebook. Have you seen that, Mason, that AdWords works better more often than Facebook?
I think Facebook is more the low-hanging fruit of the people you know.
Sometimes,
and I think Facebook's changing a lot. I think you can boost ads, and I love it. I think Facebook works better when you do a live video, or there's a personal touch of your kids instead of just nail polish on the ground. But yeah, once again, let's go back to what I was talking about. If you're in a dire position where you just need the phone to ring, you want to do PPCs. You want to key down the market, have the negative words taken out. There's a lot of work behind it, but if you spend you gave me the rule of thumb. If I'm going to spend $500, I want $1,500 return.
Right, at least, So 3-to-1 return.
If you're short on rent and your rent's $1,000 and you have $500, you want to make sure you do it the right way. I'm not saying this would work, but a rule of thumb should be $500 and you get back the $15. And you do have the cost of gas, chemical, and everything else. But you just want to get going. But I believe pay per click gets you in the door with people you would never be able to door knock. Never.
Right. Yeah. That's true. And it's just an easier set and forget it system of marketing. That's what I like it. Trish is asking, do doorknob hangers work better for residential or commercial or both? I'd say for residential, and for commercial, it's better to do a sales letter, actually. But both can work, really. Just really, again, depends on how you do it.
Door hangers don't work on commercial. It's
commercial, not
commercial.
Really.
You have to get past the gatekeeper, the problem. It's research.
Right. So we had I just put up a slide here, but yeah, I mean, Google AdWords changes quite a bit, but the name of the game is trying to get here. Google Guaranteed, like John just mentioned, Google Guaranteed could work well too. Here's the thing though. I know some guys who really, really track this stuff, and some spend a lot on both. And some cities, guys say that Google AdWords works better. Some cities, they say Google Guaranteed works better. So test them both and really figure out, which one might be better.
What's the cost? Go back to that slide. So this is called AdWords or pay per click, right? And there's
AdWords is here, and this is Google Guaranteed.
Okay.
So Google Guaranteed, and it all varies a bit. Let me give you some roundabouts. And maybe, John, you can tell me what you're paying. But probably Google Guaranteed is somewhere in the $17 to $25, $28 range. Google AdWords pay-per-click is somewhere in the $4 to $10 range per click.
So what does the guarantee mean? I mean, if I don't know, I'm sure a lot of our listeners don't.
Right. The guaranteed means that Google guarantees that the client will be happy. And if not, they'll actually go back and get the money back from you and, I don't know, slap you on the wrist, who knows? But they're guaranteeing they're going to be happy up to a certain amount. They'll get their money back. But Almost the same kind of thing. What I don't like about it is you can't set yourself apart. It's just whatever shows up here. The only thing that sets you apart is how many reviews you have. So if you've got a lot of reviews, that's another thing to think about. Media. But what are all the if, ands, and buts? One of the if, ands, and buts is about how many reviews you have. You've a lot of reviews, then Google guaranteed could be the best thing for you. If you've got less reviews than your competitor, then no, it may not be, right? So. But yeah, we can, again, do another whole entire webinar on that one. But client postcards and newsletters, something huge. And we're going to talk about this next week, client retention. But one of the biggest ways that cleaners in any business sometimes waste money is by not going back and marketing back to their past clients. You already know that they hire a cleaning company. Market to them. They know you. They know how much you charge. They're happy with that. And you know that they get carpet cleaned. So many people never get carpet cleaned. It's not in their value system. Your clients have it in their value system. Market back to them. So this is like an example of a client Thanksgiving postcard, and it talks about cleaning up before and after Thanksgiving. On the other side, the only offer we're giving them is a free deodorizer, right? And it's just a cinnamon-based deodorizer we might spray around their AC or their carpet, wherever they want it. But we also give them the big benefit of making their home look great. We talk about our referral program. This goes out to current clients. If you want more referrals, by the way, guys, do this type of stuff, and not just via postcards, but through email newsletters, on Facebook too. But a lot of your clients aren't going to connect with you on Facebook, kind of the reality. But do this.
These postcards, what's the cost on?
The cost, we do them for Ad Club members, getting them printed 1,000 of these. These are 5.5 by 8.5 normally. 1,000 of these are like $90. We can also do 4 by 6 for some of these, where 1,000 of those are like $45.
And $100. And what's typically postage? Because they're not going to be pre-sorted. They're going to exact,
right?
Not like a direct, right?
Right. Depends on how you mail it. We have mailing houses, and our printer can mail them for you for about 28 cents.
Okay.
And then there's a charge too for labeling and handling, to where usually they end up being anywhere from maybe 40 to 50-ish cents per postcard, depending on how big they are and how many you're
50
doing.
cents a postcard's not bad.
Yeah, there you go, something like that, and even less than that if you're mailing more than like 1,000 or 1,500. So neighborhood postcards as well, where we're doing like it could be EDDM, but there's also other ways to do neighborhood canvassing, where we're also sometimes doing 10 arounds and 20 arounds of the homes that you cleaned for in the last month. That can be really, really powerful. Or we're sending these postcards saying we just cleaned for your neighbor's house on XYZ street, and would you like yours clean too? We've done some of these too for clients also that work really well, where it doesn't say the particular street. If we're doing them as 20 rounds or 10 rounds, sometimes you want to get more of them printed in bulk instead of getting only a few hundred printed at a time. So we've done that before too, where we put a picture of their van up here and say we just cleaned for your neighbor's house. Would you like yours clean too?
The neighborhood EDDM and stuff like that is awesome, because you're in a neighborhood gated area. I love it. Once again, if you're looking for a fast income, this is not the fast approach, knowing that it's going to ring tomorrow. This is branding and saturating a neighborhood. When you saturate that neighborhood, you're not driving far. You're doing neighbor after neighbor. So this is something for my friend John Burdick, for example. He does a lot of neighborhoods, and he already does most of them. He can mail to the rest. So I really love the approach, what you were talking about. I do like it. Oh, we can
there we go. I told you I wear the T-shirt. I don't know if that's Trey or who, but yeah, I told you I wear the T-shirt. So to touch on that too, we've got another section that we're going to talk about, which is separate. There we go. Cool. Thanks, Trey. We've got another section we're going to talk about how to get business fast. This one's more the most common stuff that works. And EDDM can work quite a bit for most guys that do it. Again, it also sometimes doesn't work, but sometimes it depends on how you do it. But EDDM, neighborhood marketing, is one of the best media that I've seen for the most part that can work most often. Neighborhood postcards, client postcards, pay-per-click or AdWords. Again, we probably, along with that, should have said some sort of SEO also with Google My Business. Google My Business in the maps area can tend to be the easier thing to get listed on. And, so keep that in mind. SEO and naturally ranking organically is a little bit harder sometimes, but Google My Business. Okay, and so the last thing we want to mention of things that work most commonly, most often, social media, things like Nextdoor, the app Nextdoor, talking to people on there. Sometimes advertising, if you can. I think you can advertise on Nextdoor now. Yelp, Facebook, and just getting in with those groups and talking to those people there can be a really, really good thing. And really just getting in and spending some of that time, and when necessary and when applicable, if you're already part of that community, coming in and spending a little bit of advertising. What do you have to say, Nancy?
No, you nailed it. To go back to the last one, neighborhood mailers and stuff, EDDM is every door direct mailer. And when you do an every door direct mailer, you're blanking in a zip code or an area, and it's a branding thing. So you're just going to keep on putting them in front of you, who you are. Eventually they put it in their drawer and they'll call you from that. But on social media, Nextdoor, Yelp, all this stuff is areas to get your word out and who you are, and it does work. A lot of people talked about all this for a long time, but I'm telling you, social media is here. It does work. You just have to put your time towards it too. You can go into Facebook and put in things that you want posted a month in advance, and it'll start doing it for you. So you have to find the time of day. I know this seems pretty basic, guys, but I'm going to have to tell you this. You have to find your audience, who they are, time of day, and go after that market. Well, a lot of us don't get on Facebook until 4 to 7 o'clock at night when we get home because we're working during the day. So you have to know your audience, what time. My wife comes home after dropping off my son at school at 8:30, so her target might be 9, right? So you have to know your target on Facebook when you do live videos post. But on the one he said earlier, to go back, SEO, search engine optimizing, when you do hire a company, it takes 3 or 6 months, a year to start moving up. You might move up from page 8 to 5, but to get on page 1 in Dallas, Austin, New York, it doesn't go fast. In Omaha, Nebraska, where there's like 2 carpet cleaners, you're on page 1 right away. So you guys just have to be aware. There is no magic. There is no magic. It's hard work, and it's just hiring the right people.
Right. Exactly. And again, there are other media that can billboards work? Absolutely. Can radio and TV work? Yes. I've never done billboards. I've done a little bit of outside sign, but never a billboard. I've done a decent amount of TV, decent amount of radio. All of them can work. The thing is, how do you use it? But also, this is just to show you, because I always get questions of what works the most often, what's the most likely stuff to work. And this is the list. Right. The only thing, again, that I should have put a little bit more on there about it is SEO. And the most common to work, again, is Google My Business, the Google Maps, the Google Local area. So we are going to take some questions, by the way, at the end. This was actually an ad that I did really well for like a neighborhood ad near my shop. And I put a picture of that same thing that I did the EDDM neighborhood campaign on. And it caught people's attention. I mean, you see a picture of the front of your neighborhood and a map of your neighborhood on Facebook, you're going to stop and go, what the heck is this? Right? So this was a really good ad. And again, all in how you use it. So now we're going to talk about the fastest way, because those are the most common things. But now we're going to go over, I always get this question, and this is especially for you guys that are either new in business, maybe you're struggling right now, maybe you've been in business for a little while, and unfortunately for some reason you're struggling, and I get a question all the time, what do I do that's low cost to get clients coming in? And I do want to preface this with the whole thing of, when it's low cost or cheap marketing, be careful, because sometimes when you do a lot of cheap or free marketing, if you're not careful, you can be seen as the cheap free guy, right? Sometimes if you're putting out those signs all over the place, some of the times you're giving the impression that you're the cheap guy in town, right? If you seem desperate, if you're just using cheap media, you're kind of seeming desperate. And it's almost like a thing when I used to advertise in the newspaper a lot, I would get the whole thing of somebody saying, wow, you must have a good established company because you can afford to advertise in the newspaper. So they understand that I'm a more established company. Based on that, they may pay me more money. And there you go. So not to say that free and cheap advertising can't work or you shouldn't do it, because there are definitely times that almost any company does it. It's just that you need to be careful, and sometimes don't only just stick with cheap or free. Okay, and this is something, business cards or gift cards. And again, Mason, I'll give you get your input on this, but really you need business coming in. One of the best things you can have is business cards, and what I really would rather have is a gift card, but it's kind of one and the same. I want to show you an example of one here in just a second, but what do you think? How are we going to use this type of stuff?
So I do not think you can make your living off giving away your product or doing a low budget price. I think budget pricing is not the way. I think you need to know your cost and be the middle guy, or even the high end guy. But I think if you're just going out there and, I live in Texas. Do you know what they clean a whole apartment for? $20.
$20.
Yeah. Let me tell you, it's tough. But now there's a back door to that. That's an occupied unit. A vacant unit, when they're turning over, they charge for deep scrub, red stain, all this, and they're probably averaging up $200 a ticket. So there's a back way where in California, we just charged, $105 per apartment, no matter what. So there's a bit different ways. So I think when you door knock and you passing out flyers and you're doing this, do not worry about price. Not everyone can afford a BMW, a Ferrari. I've never owned either one. So I'm not saying be the most expensive that no one can buy you, but I'm saying it's not price. I surveyed 10 customers, and these 10 customers, I talked to these women and I said, hey, what is your concerns when you're hiring a carpet cleaner? Why did you not hire the last guy? And she goes, I liked him. I just don't know who he was. Whoa. Okay, that's one. So it wasn't price why she left him. Second thing I said, are you worried about a stranger coming in your house? And she goes, no, not really worried about that. Find a reputable company, no big deal. Her biggest concern about everything wasn't price, nothing. It was her time. Mm-hmm. So your time is valuable. Her time's valuable. I think if you're going to set up an appointment, be on time and do everything right. So I don't want to carry on too far on this, but I'm going to tell you guys, time management, getting the systems in place works over price. If you go, I went to Harbor Freight 10, 15 years ago, and I needed a drill just to hang a couple pieces of wood in my backyard. It was a rental property we had in Austin. So I went there and got it, drilled a couple boards, and the thing broke while I was drilling the first drill. Instead of going back for $10, I just threw it away. So don't worry about price. I do think we have to be aware of it. But Stanley Steamer is $99 for 3 rooms. They sent 2 guys out in a beautiful truck, and all certified guys and all this, and they do not do it for $99. They find other services or something they can get on, and I think it's $100 average ticket they need. So just because something looks some way, don't worry about it. But let's get back with business cards. If you give me business cards, I can make your phone ring. I guarantee you can make it ring. So you got to break it up with the business cards when you're selling. So when I sell, I break myself up. So if I go out and door knock for a couple hours, I might go to a hamburger or teriyaki chicken place or golf. If you like the gym, go to the gym. Do different things, or bike ride or climbing. You got to do something you enjoy. So reward yourself, and that breaks it up. I never go and door knock 900 doors in a day. I never do certain times. So reward yourself. But I think gift cards are the way of the future. These gift cards today give someone something of value and a discount. So instead of you just discounting the service, saying, hey, I was just too high to begin with, you're saying, let me see if I have a gift card in the car. Now you're giving them $25 off. And make the gift card, the way I like the gift card is I like to know what your average cost per job is. So my son-in-law was $105 a job. We got these gift cards, and they said $25 off $150. His average ticket went to $187 a job. So I like to customize those things, but I love gift cards, business cards. I think they're huge. A friend of mine, a good friend of mine, he used to carry 5 business cards in his shirt every day, and he said he couldn't go home unless those 5 cards were passed out.
Yeah, especially when you need the work and that's what you're out doing. Now, the other thing that, again, to touch on what we were talking about before a little bit, going and visiting carpet retailers and realtors. I loved realtors. I loved carpet retailers, plumbers. I used to get water restoration jobs from plumbers. All of these type of people. But when you go to visit them personally, again, Mason can walk in with a smile on his face. I'm more the kind of guy where I need the widget. And two, I might even precede myself with a sales letter. I have a sales letter that I sent to plumbers that I would get all kinds of jobs from sending to plumbers. Now, granted, I would also sometimes not, but sometimes actually go visit them later and bring them goodie bags, just little gift bags, my little company sticker on the front, a couple of gift cards inside, some Famous Amos cookies or Chips Ahoy cookies, and a couple of gift cards that they can give to their clients toward a water damage or toward carpet cleaning or tile cleaning or whatever. And they eat that stuff up. Realtors especially love the gift cards because it's a quick pass around. So it's that whole system. And that's a really, really just cheap thing to do. But, talking about sales letters, before I ever went out to visit a commercial prospect, I would almost always, not always, but almost always send them a letter in the mail because I wanted them to get to know me before I went out, right? Here's what I loved. I'd walk in the door and I'd go, "Hey, I'm John. Oh, I know who you are. I got your letter last week." And I'm going, all right. I don't even have to. Now I've already halfway sold them, right? And now all I got to do is just go, well, cool. When can we set up that demo or whatever that offer was about? And it works. Now, when you do a sales letter, I recommend that you do something, don't be afraid to have a lot of text inside the letter because it's a letter, right? Don't have an 8-page sales letter. I mean, you could, but 1-page, 2-page. And usually I do some. I think this one was my no-brainer sales letter. It was a little sticky brain, and it was put inside of an envelope, so the envelope was bulky, right? We've done some that were golden letter sales letters that were mailed in a metallic gold envelope. That was a really neat thing to do that caught a lot of attention. I've even sent some in prescription bottles, and actually had the prescription bottle was the actual mailer with a label on the front. So that was really, really neat too. But just something that catches attention, and then you go and follow up. Now, sure, you could go visit first and then send them a letter later, if they didn't buy. But there, different ways. If you're more of a salesman, maybe just stop by first. If not, send them a letter first, right? So talking about Facebook posts and killer contests. So you're really needing the phone to ring. You don't have a lot of money. You don't have a big budget. Business cards, going around and visiting with business cards and gift cards, sales letters. You can also take those sales letters and drop those off on doorsteps if it's after hours, or personally hand them to people. I've done that before too, or send them in the mail. The funny thing is sometimes guys don't want to send them in the mail because they don't want to spend the postage, but your time's worth more than 50 cents. Right, to send it out. Facebook posts with a killer contest. Now, here's the big thing too, and Mason, let me know your feedback on this. But if you're going to do a Facebook offer or do much on Facebook, you need to have something noteworthy to say. The first thing I always ask about, talked to a client the other day, I want to do some stuff on Facebook. Great. What exactly is it that you want to do? Do you have something noteworthy, or do you just, I want to do a special offer, 10% off? No, I mean, sure, you could do it, but really to do something on Facebook, you need to have a killer offer, a contest. I've got a client who started a maid service franchise that I helped go into various cities, and he would offer free maid service for life, and which is an insane contest to be able to give that to somebody, but it would catch all kinds of attention on Facebook, social media, the news, things like that. I think this was an ad that we did that was pretty successful for like a $25 gift certificate for cleaning. I think we tested it out for 52, but for some reason 25 was a little bit of a better, more reasonable offer for us. But what do you think, Mason? Facebook, what kind of stuff are you thinking on that?
Well, I'm sure we're going to talk about it, but I love rewarding a contest and stuff. So on Facebook posts, for me, I would always make it a person. People react to that more. So maybe a picture of your dog or something. Years ago, you used to do some of that with your kids when they were younger.
Absolutely, yeah. I would have my kids in fact, that picture that we just showed here, that's my daughter and my son. And that's in there. And some of my clients would go, "Oh, wow, are those your kids?" Well, yeah, this is actually a picture of me cleaning carpet too. But yeah, if you've got cute kids, even if they're not that cute, if they're kids, if you got a puppy, even if it's not that cute, take a picture of the puppy. I mean, everybody loves puppies, even an ugly dog somebody will like, right? Put that in your stuff. It connects you to your clients. But absolutely, yeah, we would use those kind of pictures all the time. My kids have been in all kinds of ads and TV commercials and all kinds of stuff.
So the thing I like to do is also put a date on it. So when you do a
Right.
Facebook post or something, I would be like, hey, this is good through the weekend, or only in October, or spring special. Like in the newsletters earlier, if you say, hey, it's good for the month of April. So yeah, I think that if you need to come out of your shell, you need to make a lot of posts, but you also want to make sure these posts aren't political. They're nothing to do with, I mean, I'm in Texas, guns are everywhere, right? I make no post about guns.
Even then, yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
yeah. So my beliefs might offend someone else, you know. So, anyways, you just have to look at neutral land. But yeah, I do love what you said.
Yeah, and the offer, especially now doing some type of a contest. Obviously, there's a time limit for the contest. We're doing this contest, right? We're practicing what we're preaching right here by doing this contest we're about to talk about in just a minute. So, but on Facebook, when you have a special offer like this $25 offer, it wasn't just $25 forever. There was a time limit, and it was probably a few days or a week after we actually put the ad out, right? And you know, we didn't run it forever. We didn't always even run dollar amount off offers. In fact, that was a rarity only during certain times where we might be slow, where we actually do dollar amount offers. So another thing that can work really, really good, and it kind of almost goes back to the other stuff we're talking about, but flyers, 5-arounds. You're slow, you're needing business. Well, what do? Maybe you take the same thing that you might have done an EDDM with, and you actually, you know what I used to do, Mason, when I had an afternoon and I didn't have cleaning jobs booked all day long, I didn't just sit on my couch and drink beer and watch TV. I might have sometimes, but not that often. I went very, very rarely. But no, I knew that I needed to be marketing. So if I got done with my jobs and it's noon, I didn't just go, oh, cool, I'll take the day off. Now, if I already had a hard week, I get it. But I mean, if I needed the business coming in, I'm done at noon. Well, that means that I'm going to be out either visiting realtors, visiting carpet retailers, or actually walking myself through a neighborhood, putting flyers on doorknobs, 5-arounds, you know, doorknob hangers, putting those on doorknobs. It's just, again, it's that whole thing of you need to get off your butt and go out and do it. All of these things are going to take some work, and a lot of these are more manual type of marketing, right? But they're going to take some work. But I would always be out every afternoon. And I remember walking into this one particular neighborhood that was kind of near my shop, high-end neighborhood right on the bay. County commissioners live there, attorneys live there, and doctors live there, and people that own good businesses, and that's about it, right? Because I got to know a lot. I became the neighborhood cleaner. But I was first in business. I remember walking around with this cheap kind of flyer that didn't even look all that great, but it was, you know, it was decent. And I remember declaring that this is going to be my neighborhood. And you know what? It didn't take a month or two. It took maybe a year or two. But I eventually cleaned for almost every single house in that neighborhood because I declared it. I went out and faithfully did what I was supposed to do.
And that happened to me also. But what I did is I door knocked different areas. So on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 4 to 7, I would door knock. My wife would make me dinner at 3:30. I'd get in the van and I'd go door knock. So my dinner was at 3:30, and then I would door knock. I would not stop until I got 2 or 3 jobs. So if I door knocked 100 doors, I would come home with a couple jobs. Now the jobs, when it's scheduled that day, I would have a clipboard. I would give them a quote, and I'd hand it to them and say it's good for 30 days. So eventually I owned that neighborhood. And I found different areas are not good to door knock. Like if they have metal screen doors, they're not going to open the door for you. So I went to a beach area that had the breeze, and they, you know, the kids were outside playing and stuff like that. So you're totally right on. If you guys don't understand what the 5-around is, let me explain it, because 90% of you do, but if one doesn't, that's too many. The 5-around is when you do this house, you door knock each side or leave a flyer on each neighbor and the 3 across. This generated back in 1927. No, this generated from realtors and stuff, and it's called canvassing. So canvassing is when you blanket a neighborhood, and that's what John and I were talking about. John, let me throw you a curveball. How do you door knock today with everyone with the ring and everything? Is that where you're demanding on the flyers and all that? Because now everyone has a security camera and neighborhood watch. It's a little different.
In gated neighborhoods.
Yeah, and
how do you door knock that?
I never heard that. And if it said no soliciting, I ran that door, and I told them, sorry, I can't read. You know, so and I got that job. So they laughed at me. But anyway, so what I'm saying is, what would you do today with the ring and all? Because I think we need to give these people the right answer. I think the ring is a problem for door.
Yeah, I think so. Especially for door knocking. Well, what we're doing a lot of is a form of every door direct mail, but neighborhood canvassing and it's not even just 5 rounds. It's a lot of times 10 rounds, 20 rounds, even 50 rounds, where we can mail through our mail house. We'll mail to the 20 or 50 homes around that particular house and give them a postcard. And we'll say, similar to the one we looked at just a little bit ago, we just cleaned for your neighbor. Would you like yours cleaned too? Here's a special offer. And again, not a special offer of just dollar amounts off. The way we like to do our special offers are normally trials of a few of our different services, because I like to, and you probably do too, Mason, go in and not just do carpet cleaning and tile cleaning and area rug cleaning, and we're going to clean their automobile, right? All of that. So we give trials of various things just depending on what we're doing. But yeah, doing that through postcards. You can also do that through on Facebook. You can target a specific neighborhood on Facebook and say, we just cleaned for your neighbor. Would you like yours cleaned too? You can target ads that way. And when you just clean, you can target an ad just in that 1 square mile radius. You can target ads that way too on Google AdWords on display ads. Absolutely.
So how I would do it is, and we were at the trade show together. We talked about widgets, guys. I bought megaphones, little megaphones, and everyone came to our booth because of the megaphones. Well, and the iPhone that was 7 feet. But anyways, I would do frisbees. I would get your logo on a frisbee, and your employees will probably pass these out to gated communities, throw them in their yard. If a neighbor said, "Hey, why did you leave a frisbee in my yard?" I'd be like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'll clean a room for free." But I would think anything outside the box is a good thing. So for me to cancel the ring thing is, I would buy frisbees with your logo on it, and I would throw frisbees in yards. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, well, I feel it. I mean, it's something different. For the most part, if it's beneficial, up for anything different. So I've never done that, but absolutely, I think that could be a good complement even to all this other stuff. Your logoed frisbee, you're throwing it in yards, kids are picking it up, going, "What is this? Cool." Now, granted, every now and then you might have a old pickled guy who calls and complains that you threw a frisbee in his yard. You might get that every now and then.
Let's call you out on this. Next week, can you give us a highlight if we can do frisbees through the ad club? If we can get a
sure.
All right. Everyone, if you want to see prices on frisbees, text in there saying frisbee or throw contest. Other thing is on the Facebook social media, when you said killer content and all that, can you go back one real fast? So on number 4, I think it was 3, Facebook posts. I believe on the Facebook post, you know more about this than I do, but boosting an ad. So if you make one to your area, you have 100 friends or 5,000 friends, not all those are going to buy from you because they're local. You could find out if they're a male, a female, what age, and everything, and boost to that area. Correct?
Absolutely, yeah. Yep.
So that's something I think, really, guys, if you really research this, what I'm all asking you for is don't do everything. Find people that are good at it, at different services. Your job's hard. I wasn't good at washing my vans. I hired Dan, the detail man, every Sunday would wash every van. So hire a CPA, hire different services. So don't personally do everything. Like the newsletter, for you to write up a newsletter, it might take you, 4 or 5 hours or 4 or 5 days. You're talking
or weeks. Who knows? I mean,
so don't spend. Well, I mean, if you did it every day and not go to work, right?
Right.
But anyway, so that's my opinion is the 5 around, all the stuff works, but you've got to judge your time management and what your time's worth. And we'll go over that in week 4 on management. All right.
Sure. Good. So yeah, just showed you guys because we had talked about what are doorknob hangers or 5-arounds, and again, something like this, free offers, when we're giving free offers for our various different services, not just one. And then we're telling them we just clean for your neighbor. We've got doorknob hangers like this. We got postcards like this, that type of thing. So absolutely. And then past clients, calling them. I mean, if you're slow, you need to call your past clients, text them. Now you can't, I don't know, you can't call them every week. You can't call them every month. And that should not be, and I repeat, not be the only marketing that you do. Because then you're, this happened, right? People that helped us move into our house, moved to Colorado a little over a year ago. Loved the guys. They were great. He called me a year later, hadn't called me since then. He even told me when he moved me in that they were going to be doing some type of a internet or something. I don't remember, some other type of a service. So he told me he was going to call me. I didn't hear from him for a year. He called me, and you know what? I balled him out. I was like, because I didn't remember who he was. I loved the guy. He moved me in. He busted his butt. I gave each of them probably a $50 tip, right? He calls me a year later. I don't remember him. He hasn't emailed me. He hasn't called me. I have no idea who he was. And I was kind of ticked with him. I'm like, oh, and then I realized who he was. I was like, oh, crap, I feel bad. Sorry. I mean, I didn't like say anything real bad to him, but I was like, what are you doing? Why are you calling me? Take me off your calling list. And he said who he was. I was like, oh yeah, okay, I remember you now. But you see, just really awkward. The guy didn't do his job. He didn't send me a postcard. He didn't do any other marketing to me afterwards. So don't just call. If you call your clients a year after the cleaning, there's a good chance you're going to get a lot of them going, I don't know who you are. Stop calling. And they're going to hang up on you, right? Same thing with texting. Now, letters, the neat thing about a letter is you can intro the whole thing with make it look like a personal letter, intro the whole thing with the thought of, hey, we cleaned for you last year, that type of thing.
But and emails, texts, you could do so much today to get in front of the people. I think we were talking about how to keep a client and stuff like that. But there's, I think that emailing a person every day, every month, like Best Buy and Circuit City, all these companies doing to me, it's crazy. That's not the answer.
Right. I love Best Buy. I buy from Best Buy. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars with them, but yeah, I don't like to get emails from Best Buy. And your clients are kind of the same way. So this is a flyer that some of my clients have used that they've said this is the best marketing and advertising they've ever done. Not everybody did, but some people that have actually used this have said that. We haven't heard from you. Is everything okay? This is the last chance. We haven't heard from you in 2 years. Here's the great things we do, and here's a special offer. Boom. This kind of stuff. This is a flyer. We've got it also in the form of a postcard. Is very powerful stuff. Just to reiterate your brand and to remind them. Okay. Did you have anything else you wanted to add about that, or should we get right into talking about the content?
You nailed it. I believe there is no solid answer, and we're always changing. Our versions are always changing, So I believe that if you're going after one thing, next week it might change. Google, right, is changing all the time. So there was a guy out there that sold from a catalog like Sears. Bill Yaden told me the story, and he would spend $1 million a year in the 1800s to mail out these brochures, but only half of them bought. He said all he wants to know is the half that doesn't buy, so he doesn't mail those again. Yeah. So you're always changing. That we're not saying any of these are the right answer. We're just saying let's go get it. That's what we're saying in sales. Now, if you're not strong at sales, there is a way to help you with sales. You can hire a salesperson for dirt cheap. You can hire a salesperson. You hire a mom. John and my wife, both of them stay home with the kids. They run them around. They would love to help us out financially. So if they could bring in work for a company, I got a template on this. Just feel free to private message me, and I'll give you the whole template. You know what? Let's do a webinar on that, and we'll do a webinar on how to hire salespeople and what to pay them. But anyways, I love everything, but just be aware that everything changes. The Yellow Pages was the cat's meows, the best thing since sliced bread. It doesn't work anymore. Door knocking, where John and I were successful, today with the ring and with permits, might not work anymore. Things change. We're not saying we're right, but we're saying we know how to go get it.
Right. Exactly. So let's get right into the contest. Let's talk about some of the specifics. We are going to be giving away. Registration is open. I'm about to give you guys the link in just a minute. we're going to be giving away a $10,000 value personal consultation for an entire year, where you're going to be getting our personal help once every week from either Mason or I, sometimes both of us. We wanted to preface this with a couple other things. This is not for someone who is lazy. If you're lazy, we're not going to keep you in this, even if you're the winner. Okay. This is not for somebody who's negative. If you're negative, again, we're not going to keep you in this. If you're just wanting a handout and you're not willing to do a lot of work, honestly, building business is work. If it wasn't, everybody would be doing it. There's a reason why some of your friends work for the government, right? One of my best friends works, I won't say the job title that he does, but he's got a pretty decently high position in the state government, and he doesn't do a whole lot, and he gets paid pretty good, right? Now, he doesn't have all the luxuries I have, right? But he makes a decent amount of money too for where he's at. But this is not for somebody who's just wanting a handout. We're going to go over the page here. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this link where this is the initial getting started, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that in just a second. But let me switch this to where I'm showing you my screen.
I love all the comments to the right. We're going to go to questions in a second, but you guys throwing up frisbees, the sales approach. This is what we drive for, dude. Stephen is a perfect candidate. I think Stephen said stop the contest. He already won. So Shane is awesome. So thank you guys. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to get someone that we can benefit and give them the scholarship. We're trying to help them. And in doing so, you also have to put time and effort into it, just like an athlete. You know what it takes to be a professional? To do the same thing 10,000 times. That's what it takes. So $10,000 scholarship is doing it 10,000 times, however we look at it. A lot of touches, a lot of things, but this is going to be a real exciting thing. John and I are vesting our time in you. We're taking away from other clients, our family, everything. We're going to go and be part of your family. We are making this going to work. But just make sure you're the right person for us too. And if you're not and you're not following through, then we're going to bump it to the next candidate. So even if you got second and third place or whatever, make sure you keep your phones going, because maybe they don't like what we're doing. It's not none of the money, none of this 10,000 is going towards ad, print, pay-per-click, nothing. This is just consulting of mine and John's time over the course of a year, what we're offering.
Right. So a lot of the specifics are here on the page. So let's even take just a minute to go over this. Now, if you're interested, you need to fill out all of the information here. And it's not a huge questionnaire, but we do need to get some basic information from you there. Keep in mind, that isn't the only thing that you need to do to be registered. To be registered, you need to email us either at this email, or you can shoot it back to, you can give it to Mason too, or just shoot it back to the email that you're going to get from the system when you put this in. You're going to get an email from me, from the system, letting you know that you're registered, and you can email back to that email. But you need to create a 1-minute video. So let's talk about that video. In that video, you need to be showing your cleaning system. Why do we want to see that, Mason? Why do we want to know what their cleaning system's like? Because do they have to have sparkling clean equipment? Do they have to have brand new truck mounts? Why?
Now, they could be portables. They could be in cap, truck mount. And I'm a truck mount guy, of course. But no, we really don't care about the cleaning, which one you do. John and I both were hot water extraction. We're not going to lie to you. John did more Oriental rugs. I did more apartments. So you got a really open-minded group here. We both started with portables. So I think what's really important is for us to understand you and to see what you have to work with. So if you work with a hammer and I work with a drill, we just want to know and see what the clay we have. And some of you guys, don't be afraid. If you are successful and you want to take it to the next level, you could be entered too. This is not, we're not discriminating against you having 3 trucks or 2 trucks. We prefer the 1 truck guy, but we're going to be open-minded. If you have a great video and we think we can help you, you're a candidate.
So the other reason why we want them to show a video is we want to probably be doing stuff with you, and not necessarily, but one of the ideas is to do stuff with you on YouTube ads and YouTube videos and Facebook ads. We want to see what your personality is like on video. If your personality is to where it's not really coming through on video at all, that doesn't mean that you're not necessarily going to win, but we'll obviously know at that point, and we know that we can't use you for that type of thing. So yes, we want you to present yourself well. We want to know that you are going to do a little bit of work too. Part of it, let's be honest, part of it is we want you to do a little bit of something to show us that how interested you are.
Well,
right?
Because the video part, even if you're not really strong with videos, we're good with that. We just need a video to see what we're working with, and if you're a person that can't make a video, then 20% of our marketing strategy might not work best for them.
Right. And if you don't know how to make a video, don't email me going, I don't know how to make a video. Can I still enter? The answer is no. I mean, you can still fill out this form, but you're not officially entered until you get a video. Okay. There's no way you're going to win if you don't give us a video. So if you don't know how to make a video, there's this thing called Google that you can go to and Google, how do I create a video and upload it to YouTube, or, just how do I create a video? But you get a smartphone, something, and just create a video. Use your cousin, use your kid, use anybody. I mean, somebody that can create a video for you, but do that. But keep in mind, a newbie, somebody with portable equipment, it doesn't matter what you have. That's not the point, just as much as we want to see. We want to see what you're like on camera and what you're doing. When is the deadline? We haven't really discussed that. Probably in 2 weeks.
Well,
what do you think?
And let's talk about it next week.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the deadline next week, because some of you guys are busy with your schedule. You might want to wash your truck, and you might do a stage in a vacant home or something. Make it fun, guys. Make it fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. We want to see how unique and how creative you are. So
make it fun.
Right.
And the other thing in the picture, have fun. You have nothing to lose. You're not paying to enter.
Right.
You have nothing to lose. All you have is a chance for both of us to help you for a year.
Right. And we haven't even really talked about this yet. What do you think? Should they? I think it's okay. And I already put it in the autoresponder, so hopefully, but I didn't mention it to you, Mason. If they posted the video just directly on Mason's Networker and Cleaning Marketing Facebook group. Yeah. Because, then other guys can kind of see, and maybe too, here's the other thing. Maybe you made a video, you want to make a second one because somebody else made a better one than you. I don't care. Right. Do you care if they make more than one video?
Network would be a cool thing, showing that you guys know how to work Facebook and stuff would be really cool. I think that would be the easiest way to upload, because you could do live, you could do whatever. I don't think you should do live, because it's going to be a little more not edited. So anything you guys want to do, submit. Just submit it and do something overnight. And you guys, this is a great opportunity. You know why I was successful is because I followed systems and procedures, and I was a go-getter. I was a salesman. There's 3 steps of a company. One is equipment, product knowledge, and the last one's sales. Everyone says it's business management systems, whatever. It's sales. Because if I drive John $1 million in sales, he can hire business and manage.
Right. I can get it done.
Sales. So, and under sales is the rest. I'm telling you right now, what we're trying to do is sales. We're trying to get your phone ringing. And then we want to hear how you talk on the phone. If you're not really good, we'll train you. We have scripts and different stuff that we're working with the client now.
Right. So let's talk about a couple other specifics. So the question is, when's the deadline? At least a week from now. Okay. So we're going to let you know. We'll post it all over. We'll let you know at least a week from now. And post the videos on, probably even the better place instead of emailing would be to put it on Mason's Network or Cleaning Marketing. And I would say, if you want to post more than one video, that's fine. Have them not longer than a minute, maybe like a minute 0.2 seconds or something, because we don't want to watch 20-minute long videos. We just want to watch quick videos. But if you want to post 2 or 3 or 4, I don't care. I think that's fine. And we'll just, whatever catches our attention for you, that's kind of one of the ways that we'll be looking at that. So letting you know that you are going to be required, if you win, you're going to be required to show up on our meetings, and you're going to be required, and you could lose your scholarship. So the big thing is we're offering this free to someone who is invested in us, right? As just as we are investing in you, we want you to be invested in us. We do have some information about disclosures here. When you give us that video, obviously, if you post it on Facebook, I mean, you're giving us permission to, put it on Mason's Network or wherever. But you're giving it to us if you want us to, you're letting us use it in other promotions as well. Also, any other content that we create for you or create along with you even, you're giving us permission to use that and showcase that. Really, here's what we're looking for, right, Mason? We want to showcase your company. We want to make your business a lot better, but in turn for that, we want to be able to show that to other cleaners and show what we're doing, in addition, right? And we'll be able to do that type of stuff. This contest includes personal help, but it doesn't include the marketing. So you do need to have some type of a budget for printing, for AdWords clicks, Facebook clicks. Those type of things are just necessary. You got to have a little bit of budget for that. And there's no amount that, we've really got necessarily, but that's part of the question here. So that's it. What do you have to add, Mason?
You nailed it. So you have to advertise. Right. I saw a commercial in California for DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles Advertising. They got every client in California. They don't need to advertise. They advertise. So you do have to advertise. There is going to be some print, some pay-per-click. There's going to be some different things. And we're not saying use our printers. We're not saying use our pay-per-click. Your social media, your web page is fine. You will need a web page. If you don't have one, you need to get one. This is stuff to drive it. But I think the big focus here is 3.5 years ago, I helped a guy hire one salesperson. He never broke $1 million. He did 860,000. He couldn't break $1 million. I helped him hire one guy. He went to 1.3 million the next year. So when we do the webinar on the salesperson, I'll outline everything I did. I'll probably even try to get him on the webinar. And so we want to have that hero story. So we're looking at someone that we could also win with.
Right.
We want to win, guys. We want it. So we just want to help. And if you're a portable guy that wants to get a truck mount, hey, you might be the hero story for us to say, hey, we helped you get a truck mount and you have more time with your kids. Or not kids, maybe Nintendo 64 or whatever's out there. But I guys, when he said the deadline, it is not expired on Wednesday. Next week, Wednesday or Thursday, when we do a webinar, we'll tell you. It could expire a day or two after.
Right.
If you have to have time to, get a fresh press shirt or whatever you have to do, jeans or something, just make it look like your mom's going to see it or your grandma. Be proud of it. Make it something fun. No political. Have some fun. This is awesome. I'm real excited about this. You, John?
I am. This sounds great. I love this. So again, take the videos, do post them on Mason's Network, do post them in Cleaning Marketing. You can post more than one. I think that's a good idea. I just came up with that in the cuff too. Does that sound something like that's fine?
Yeah,
one guy.
And understand your attention span is 3 to 5 minutes of people. So just make them like a minute, minute and a half.
1 minute. Not even a minute and a half. 1 minute or less.
1 minute video.
1 minute and 5 seconds at the most.
Yeah. So if you want to make a video and then later you came up with something better, you could submit it. You don't have to just do one. You could do two. You might want to do one about upholstery. You might want to do one on a commercial building. Have some fun. And think about this, guys. Even if you don't win, you're doing something for your business to better your business, and you're spending time with us. This is awesome. Guys, I want to go door knock. This is cool.
Right. Let's do it. And then keep in mind, we are going to have a second and third prize as well. So we don't know exactly what those prizes are going to be. It's going to be based on really who those people are and maybe what we think they need. So, all right, guys. Did we have any other questions? We were kind of answering them as we went along and we're ready. But did we have any other questions? You guys can pop those in if we did.
Yeah, guys, ask some questions over there if you have any. I'm excited about this, but just remember on the sales side, it's a process. You don't normally just door knock and they hand over the checking account and stuff. And if you don't enjoy doing something like upholstery, like we didn't really enjoy it, we charged more. And then we learned a better system to clean upholstery. So there's a whole bunch. But this is exciting, guys. You guys took another hour out of your life to pay attention to us and have us help you guys. And you're helping us too. So this is exciting. But if you have any questions, punch it over there. We really appreciated your time tonight. I did, John, as usual.
Yes. Awesome. Well, good. All right. Thank you, John. Thank you, another John. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jared.
Oh, Jared had
Thank
a question.
you,
Jared had a question. He has
Okay.
5-star. Jared, this one I wanted to answer. Jared had a question.
Okay.
Even if he has 5 stars, they don't want to pay. Let me answer that, Jared. I saw the review up there. I can't see it now, but he said, I have 5-star reviews and they still don't want to pay. The reviews is not making them pay. Your knowledge, you taking care of them, and being professional is what they're going to pay about. Referrals are awesome. Train that. So I had a limousine company, John. Do you know why I had the limousine company?
To make money?
Well, of course. I used to clean limos on trade to wine and dine my clients. So finally, I was cleaning them and paying the guy. I finally went out and bought a limousine. I came up with a 4x4 package. 4 referrals for 4 hours on these 4 days. On these 4 referrals for 4 paying customer on these 4 days for 4 hours. So Monday through Thursday, I would do it, and then I would clean a restaurant on trade and do it. So I'm telling you guys that the 5-star review is not it. The price point, sticking with your guns, is the secret. So don't worry about price. I do not think you're going to go to areas and get $1 million per room, but I see prices all over the board. I do not think the price is your issue. I think touching more people. If everyone loves you, you're too much in your comfort zone. Sometimes a bad review actually helps your company. What do you feel, John?
Yeah, absolutely. If everybody loves you, you're not putting yourself on the line enough. You didn't have a good enough guarantee, or you're not doing enough business, or something. At some point, somebody's not going to like you. That's the way business works.
And
Shane had
a bad review. Please don't go out there and just piss someone off so you get a bad review.
No. If you do enough business, it's naturally going to happen.
Let's talk about the review. Can't you reply to the review and saying, hey, I'm sorry about that. Please get a hold of us, or I'm going to give you a call.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And the biggest thing about reviews that I've even learned from my own business and just from other studying social media, reply to the review, not even so much to talk directly to that person that made the bad review, but to talk to everybody else that's reading the review. That's really who you're talking to. So somebody who's being unreasonable, just flat out say, well, we did everything we could to make this person happy. We did this, 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 and this. And for some reason, they're still not happy. We even offered to clean their house for free. We even offered to give them a $50 gift certificate for the local steakhouse, and they're still not happy. I don't know what else to do, right? So that you're not talking to that person. You're talking to everybody reading the reviews later.
So real exciting news. I haven't posted it like John told me I should. I got invited to Facebook. And at Facebook corporate, it was unbelievable. They just opened this brand new office, 3,000 employees downtown. It was awesome to get the invite. So it was unbelievable. They explained to me more on their process, on how to boost and stuff. And one thing you can do is you could set on your Facebook page. Do you know this, John? I'm pulling John out right now, guys. I'm calling him out right now. Did you know you could put time away and auto response on your Facebook page? So if you're a company that sells jewelry Monday through Friday, or a carpet cleaner or a plumber 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, you could turn it off where the reply is different, saying no one's in the office until Monday. We'll get back with you. Did you know they had an auto reply and stuff on Facebook?
Right. Yeah, I knew that. And then with like ManyChat, they've got a system where you can reply with all sorts of different answers that even people type in frequently asked questions for. You can auto reply as if it's somebody live talking to them.
So at Facebook, it was so awesome. They had a restaurant, they had all this food, and they're like, help yourself. I got a Gatorade, I got a couple things. And then I go, hey, where do I pay? And they're like, it's free. And I'm like, well, hold on, I want more. But one guy that worked there said he came in with his clothing and he needed a dry clean, and they took and got a dry clean. So I doubt if they had a dry cleaning facility, but they might have a deal where people picked it up. They paid for my ride. They gave us a Lyft coupon code. It was just really special. You had to be checked in and everything. But listen to those clients. 20 billion people are Facebook users in 12 years? I mean, they have the target audience. So I think you're going to need to get your target audience. We're going to have to adjust your Facebook. I think everyone should have a Facebook page, right? Not a group.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not imperative or the end of the world, but yeah, you really should. I mean, why not?
Yeah. And the sales process, guys, is to not stop it. Every door direct mailer is not my favorite. I'm going to tell you it's not my favorite because it's a long process. It costs you money. But it's a great process for the right person that does it. I have friends that do it and they're successful. But if you're going to spend your last dollar on that, that's not the answer. So make sure you guys have a budget and we come about and we look at this. I can't wait. Oh, what is the name of Mason's Facebook group? Put a link down there. Did you? Oh, you already did.
I did. I got it. So also when you sign up for the contest, you're going to get an automatic link with Mason's Facebook link, group link, and my Facebook group link. And two, you can also, if you don't want to post it on Facebook, you can email it to me, put it on Dropbox or something because videos are bigger, but you can email it to me too. Jamal had a question as well about demonstrations. What does he think about that? For commercial, I think it's great. For residential, here's the thing I found about demos too. Even we've done this a lot with like NEDDMs and neighborhood marketing. It depends on if the technician that's going out or if it's you is a good salesman. Because if you're giving a free demo and they're not a good salesman, guess what? All you're doing is giving away cleaning, right? So you got to sell them.
A demo is awesome. A demo is perfect. It's really good. So I would, Bob taught me this, get a bucket and have different products for tile and grout and demo an area. Tile and grout's a bigger paying ticket, so it might make your time to do that. Paul, a friend of mine named Paul, he goes in with a black light. So I do agree with John. You don't want to go and demo a upholstery chair and all this stuff. You do want to do your pre-inspection. You want to be knowledgeable. You want to do things right. But I do love demos. But I think you have to redefine the word demo and for what. I have a friend in Austin. He started his whole company. He's done $900,000 in 7 trucks now, and he did it in 5 years, 5.5 years. And all he did was one room for free. He went out and cleaned one room for free, and he just said, please give me 3 names of people, and I'll offer him the same special. And he went out and cleaned one room. In 3 days, he made $1,742 because everyone hired him for something else, or do the stairs, do the tile and grout, do the vent, the dryer vent. So there's many ways to skin the cat, but I do love demos. I believe if I could personally go to every job and do a pre-inspection and a quote, I'm going to close the deal. But where are you? Are you in New York where you have to pay a $80 parking ticket each time or go on Subway? I think we need to know more about your company, but where John lived, did you go out and give quotes before you cleaned?
I did. Here's the way we would work it is if it was a dollar amount, usually the dollar amount would be $250. If it was more than that, we'd like to give them a quote unless they were far away or if we were busy. I mean, if we were slam pack busy and booked for 2 weeks, if somebody called and wanted an in-home quote, we didn't care if it was $1,000 job. We were quoting it on the phone. So it really depends. But a lot of times we would like to go out and give them the actual estimate. One of the things too that you even touched on that Jamal asked, he asked, are demonstrations. You would never call it a demonstration. At least I wouldn't. In the ad or on the phone or anywhere, I would call it a free X amount of carpet cleaning or a free room of tile cleaning or a free bathroom cleaned would be another thing that we would do quite often. So yeah. Jamal's in Houston, so Houston's a great city.
Largest in the USA. I mean, you got to be able to. And once again, he's in Texas, so that's $20 per apartment.
Yeah. Well, you got to set yourself apart. Yeah. That's the whole thing about it.
But there's so much there, guys. On the sales side, you could go after property managers. They give you a lockbox. You could put it in between your day. Real estate. I got to give you guys a fast thing that I did with Ed Doss. We went and door knocked 3 hours. In that 3 hours, we got $500 in work. Am I that good? No. You just have to go out. First office we went to was Keller Williams real estate office. And we stopped at a medical building, looked at the property manager and door knocked a few offices in there, got nothing, got a couple contacts, but nothing panned out there. Then we went to the next one, the realtor, Keller Williams. And there they were like, hey, you could come. I go, can I pass out cards? They go, you could come on 3 Wednesdays from now, but you have to buy everyone lunch to talk in front of 130 realtors. And he freaked out, and he's a big guy. And I was like, no, we got it. We'll do it. And he goes out, he goes, that's like $1,000. You're going to buy it? He goes, like dinner rolls? And she goes, no, like lunch. And we walked out and he was all mad. So the very next stop was a restaurant. We walked in and I said, is your manager here? He said, yeah. Came and goes, can I clean your tile and grout for free? And all I want is it on trade for the real estate office next door, you know? So many ways to skin the cat, guys. I'm talking door knocking works for me. This is commercial. I door knocked. Then the very next office was a stereo company that installs TVs on the walls. Well, they also install cable and stuff underneath the carpet and need a stretch. So I walked into that office and I handed him a card. He's by himself, nice office up in Frisco area. Handed him a card, and Frisco, Dallas, Texas. And I handed him a business card and I said, hey, I sell meat from the truck. And he goes, what? I go, yeah, I sell meat from the truck. You want some meat? And he goes, no, I'm a vegetarian. I go, I got some salad, but it's brown. And he's looking at the business card and it says Dallas Carpet Repair and Cleaning. And he goes, huh? And I go, oh, I'm sorry. That was last week. And he just looked at me, and I said, no, we don't do any of that. I go, Ed just bought a machine for me. I just wanted to show him how easy it is to say hi. If you ever need a carpet repair, I just want to give you a card. And he just started laughing. All of a sudden, he takes Ed in his car over to his house, gets the cleaning and the stretch, and made $540, $525 on one job. Yeah. And it was the owner. Right. So you just have to get out there. I'm not telling you I have the answer, but I'm persistent enough and I'm smart enough to know who to put in place and go get it. You do need to, need to repeat. You do need to follow through. I can't tell you how many people have stopped in my office and say, hey, they want my business and never called me back. A year later with the property manager. Oh, Facebook was awesome. They gave me a pin that said Facebook. They gave me socks. I gave them to my daughters. I guess they own Instagram because they covered Instagram a lot. So I'll make another video when I go back. But I'm telling you guys, all that is great. I don't think you could do everything. It's like eating an elephant one bite at a time. Start chewing off where you are. John, in his position today, he does not have a carpet cleaning company in Denver. So in Denver, he would have to buy the equipment. He already has product knowledge, but then he would have to get the print. So he's in a different position than you are. It sounds like every one of you guys are already in business. So we have to look at what you are and get you where you need to go, you know, and it has to make sense to you and us.
That's it. I didn't know that John was in Lakewood. Maybe I'm in Fort Collins. So cool. What was I just thinking? Here's the thing, because you talked a couple of times and the concept scares me a little bit. Okay. So you talked a couple of times about that they didn't have to do all of this stuff, but then again, maybe it's different personality. My personality is I got to tell myself I got to do all this stuff. And I'm gonna work my butt off to do as much as I can. Now, granted, I'm not gonna do it all because I'm gonna stop at some point and go, oh, I'm too busy to keep working on this stuff, and now I need to just get cleaning stuff done. Cool, yeah, I can see Horsetooth Mountain from my bedroom window in the winter when the leaves are off. So probably in another few weeks. Yeah, we need to get together, John.
No, sure. But you're right. They have to do it all. You have to. But
right. You have to have that mindset of, because otherwise guys will go, well, I like this, but I don't want to spend any money on advertising. Yeah. I'll just do this. Right. Since I don't have to do it all. So I always think that that's a scary mindset. So the mindset would really needs to be, you need to just go in there, go crazy, and do as much as that stuff as you can.
Yeah. Yes. And let's go back with the advertising. When I had my limousine, I grew to 10 limousines. We spent $6,000 to $7,000 a month on advertising, and we were fully booked. And every one of my friends said, why are you doing that? I go, because I never want to be slow.
Right.
The mindset from 10, 15 years ago. Come on, guys. So you have to spend money to make money. You have to, unless you have that one account that your mom works at and she's never going to get fired, then good for you. You got the unicorn. But if you want to gain clients, I guarantee every client that you gain, one day you'll lose. It just happens. Things happen. Right. They move. Right. They go with a different floor. Whatever happens, things happen. But you have to be advertising, marketing, and chasing new work. You have to keep on chasing it. Just because you've been lucky to grow this company in 10 years doesn't mean that's the answer.
And really, if you grew the company, it's not just luck. If you've got if you're even doing more than $100,000 a year, it's not because of luck.
And let's talk about the 100,000. We're not talking about making 8,000 a month, paying your taxes and your bills, and pocketing $1,500 a month. We're talking about $100,000 a year profit. Profit. So if you're running your truck making 80, that's not the 100,000 we're talking about. It's getting you up 20. We're talking about $100,000 a year profit. And realistically, being self-employed with self-employment tax, insurance, you should be at 100,000 profit, right, to make a living. So that's what we're talking about. You do need to do all forms. You're going to have to do Facebook. You're going to have to do print. You're going to have to do all this. We'll make it easy on you guys, but this is going to be an exciting contest. It's going to be cool. Oh, you're on Mason's Network. You pulled it up. Did I lose you, John? John, I think I lost you. Guys, can you hear me? I think I lost John. I think he got a disconnect there. John froze. Okay. Hey, at least you hear me. Anyway, so this is really important. I cannot wait to get you guys on board with us. This is going to be real exciting. Steven, send us videos. Have some fun. Let's make a blast out of this thing. I guarantee all the work I get is not because of my good looks. I know this side's a little better than this side, but actually that's the good side. But we're going to work together as a team. We're going to have some fun. We have 2 more weeks of this. The winner, the deadline will not be next Wednesday or Thursday. We might pull it to Friday or Saturday or the following week. But start thinking of some fun things. Get your dog involved. Hey, John, you back?
I'm back. Here's my son's probably playing games on the internet, and it bogged down the internet. That's got to be what it was. I don't know.
So next time, John's going to have his son in the room.
I am. Oh, he's going to be sitting right in back of me with his hands folded.
So this is going to be exciting, and guarantee you guys, if you start doing this little video for a minute and YouTube it, you can YouTube how to do it. Google it. It's really simple stuff, and get better with it. There's an app out there called iMovie. Have you ever used iMovie, John?
Absolutely, yeah. It's on every Mac.
There's so many things out there, but just everything we told you is going to benefit your business, and it's going to benefit all of us. So make sure you enter, do a video. You have to also make sure you have a budget for advertising. We haven't come up with a number. It just can't be $1, and we're not asking for. But realistically, what do you spend now on your ads and your print?
And it really depends on where they're at. If they're a startup, obviously the budget's going to be less than a guy who's already doing $1 million a year, right? And that guy that's doing $1 million a year, well, what does he need our help with, and how much is his current budget, and what has he done wrong? But all of that, again, the first step is the video. The next step is if you're one of the top 5, maybe to 10, we'll figure it out. We'll do a phone interview with you, and then from there we'll decide.
Think about what we're talking about, Facebook and all. Facebook contacted me, and I went to their corporate building.
Neat.
How awesome is that?
That's sweet. That's great. That's awesome.
I worked for Oakley. I worked for Procter & Gamble. These companies got me my limousine off pay-per-click AdWords. So we're just saying that you have to do everything. You do, but I'm saying if you're not good at something, you need to hire that service out.
Right.
If you're not good with newsletters, you need to get print newsletters. We need to figure it out for you.
Right.
With you.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're a little bit over 90 minutes here, so we'll go ahead and call the webinar to a close. The link, I'll put it up here one more time. If you guys didn't get it, that's Mason's Network link. Wrong link. Here's the link for the contest, and you guys can get signed up with that. You'll get an auto-responding message from me letting you know that you're registered and to give us the video and the links and the places to put the video. Good luck, guys, but it's not just about luck. Again, we're looking for somebody who's the best fit and who has the most, I'd say, charisma in some ways, and just most moldable is really, I think, what we're looking for. Are those good words to describe it?
You nailed it. Character. I'm a character. I came up with bathroom selfies. Everyone laughs at these bathroom selfies.
They're memorable.
You know how it came about? So many people were afraid to take a selfie.
Right.
And my hair's not perfect and all. I finally went in the bathroom. I took a bathroom selfie, and now they're viral. Everyone just takes a selfie. Oh, they're worried about their shirt or something. I'm just saying, take pictures and do it. And now you want to you want to be careful of the pictures you post,
Right.
but no dirty pictures. But we're gonna have some fun. We do want someone who's going to be more outgoing than not. But if it's something that you're a little outgoing, that's good. You got to be not camera shy. You got to do a couple little things for us to put you in the inner.
That's right.
It's going to be great, guys.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. God bless. Have a good night.
Steven, perfect.
We'll have this recording up. So yeah, Steve, good, perfect hair. That might be his thing.
Yeah. Hair club for men.
Yeah.
He's not just a member, he's the founder. We love you, Steven. Anyways, we're going to also post this up on Mason's Network.
We will.
We're going to post it everywhere. It's going to be on my personal Facebook page. We'll post it up in call to action, consulting.com. So it'll be everywhere, guys. So thank you for your time. And we're going to upload these podcasts up to Mason on the Air and all that stuff. So we'll make sure you guys have all this stuff to your hand. So thank you, John, for your time. Thank you, everyone else.
Thanks.
And we're out.
Thanks, Mason. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.